That lightsaber, it belongs to me. Come get it.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the 20 most iconic, coolest, and badass weapons in movie history. We're focusing on non-superhero weapons that can be handheld or worn.
And I'm here to tell you, Hal, that's what I call sharp.
Number 20. Zorro's Sword, The Mask of Zorro.
The much debated Zorro. No. The legendary Zorro.
The story of Zorro, the Mexican vigilante fighting for the common man, has been adapted to film time and again. In 1998, heartthrob Antonio Banderas donned the vigilante's mask and wielded his sword. Zorro's signature sword in this reboot is a stunning razor-edge rapier. Zorro's blade is a symbol embodying justice, skill, and rebellion. He uses it to carve his signature Z mark wherever he appears, representing both his victory and his wiliness. With his black and silver blade in hand, Zorro bravely and skillfully cuts through injustice with both finesse and style.
Would you excuse me, Captain Love? Thank you.
Number 19. Noisy Cricket, Men in Black. The action comedy has been a staple in film for decades, but to some, the genre was perfected in the 1990s. Men in Black is an excellent example, and it includes one of the screen's most memorable sci-fi weapons, the Noisy Cricket.
Series 4, deatomizer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Noisy cricket.
Hey, Kate, no, come on, man.
A perfect visual gag. On its face, it's a silly looking thing about the size of a derringer. Therein lies the secret of its appeal. The Noisy Cricket has shocking and unexpected power for such a tiny package. Will Smith's Agent J, scoffing at the gun, learns the hard way that he isn't quite ready for the weapon. To be fair, neither were audiences.
We do not discharge our weapons in view of the public.
Number 18. Identity Disc, Tron franchise. The Tron franchise is based on a fascinating conceit. What if a human being entered the digital world? In that world, a world full of sentient computer programs, what would combat look like? Programs and erstwhile human programmers literally fight for their lives with their lives. The identity disc serves as a weapon, data storage device, and a symbol of the user's identity all wrapped in one.
You will each receive an identity disc. Everything you do or learn will be imprinted on this disc.
It can be thrown and returned like a boomerang, leaving glowing light trails in its wake. The weapon represents the desperation of any being in that situation. It simultaneously acts as a means of aggression and vulnerability. Lose your disc and you won't live long enough to get another.
If you lose your disc or fail to follow commands, you will be subject to immediate de-resolution.
Number 17. The Auto 9, RoboCop franchise. The RoboCop films tell the story of Alex Murphy, a Detroit cop forced to become a cyborg to stay alive.
It is my great pleasure to present to you RoboCop.
He's a new breed of cop for a city overrun with violence, utilizing one of the coolest guns in movie history. His sidearm is the Auto 9 machine pistol, kept in a retractable holster in Murphy's thigh. Its multiple modes, both single shots and 3-round bursts, make it a versatile sidearm in any situation.
You're fired!
Thank you.
It fires all kinds of ammunition, including armor-piercing and explosive rounds, and appears too big for a normal human to wield with one hand. With its sleek, futuristic look and incredible firepower, the Auto 9 sure leaves an impression. Number 16. Medusa's Head, Clash of the Titans. Both the original Clash of the Titans and its 2010 reboot tell the tale of Perseus, the mythical hero who saved the city of Argos and its princess.
God will this shield. For one day, it will guard your life.
Forced to contend with the wrath of the gods, Perseus must find a weapon to defeat their monster, the invincible Kraken. Perseus seeks out Medusa, a mortal woman turned into a monstrous Gorgon by Athena.
But the goddess felt nothing but disgust. She made sure no one would ever want Medusa again. One look at the creature she has become will turn any living thing to stone.
The Gorgon is a tricky foe, as meeting her gaze turns the viewer to stone. Using his wits, Perseus decapitates Medusa, taking her head as the ultimate weapon. With it, he is able to turn the giant sea monster into stone. Number 15. Lawgiver Pistol, Judge Dredd and Dredd. In the dystopian future of Mega City 1, crime isn't fought by normal cops. The streets are patrolled by judges, including the infamous Judge Dredd.
Grenade.
Nice shot, sir.
They are empowered by the law to be judge, jury, and executioner. As such, they wield weapons that act as the futuristic equivalent to an executioner's axe. The lawgiver is a horrifying amount of power in a small package. It fires a variety of round types, changing ammo with voice commands. Its DNA-coded hand grips make it impossible for anyone but the judge to use the weapon. If someone tried, they would pay the ultimate price.
How do you want it, kids? Body bags or juve cubes? Makes no difference to me.
Number 14. Atlantean Sword, Conan the Barbarian.
No one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
Older nerds agree. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Conan the Barbarian was the ultimate 1980s sword and sorcery movie. When his people are slaughtered, young Conan is sold into slavery. Years manning a milling wheel gave him a supernatural physique and strength. His days as a pit fighter and wanderer gave him expert training, but it took the accidental discovery of an ancient tomb to find a weapon worthy of him. Created by ancient Atlanteans, the sword's design is a blend of fantasy and ancient craftsmanship. In a film highlighting the importance of good steel from its opening frame, the blade helps Conan to seize his destiny in his own hands.
They told my lord the way to the mountain of power. They told him to throw down his sword and return to the earth.
Number 13. Walther PPK, James Bond franchise. What makes James Bond a great spy? It's not just his charm, nor is it all the gadgetry he gets from Q. James Bond is a great spy because he adapts to every possible situation. When it comes to combat, Bond has used every gun under the sun. Still, since 1962's Dr. No, the super spy has been synonymous with a single weapon, the Walther PPK.
Walther PPK, 7.65 mil with a delivery like a brick through a plate glass window. Takes a Brausch silencer with very little reduction in muzzle velocity.
More than any other gun, the Walther PPK has become known as a stylish, sophisticated weapon thanks to its association with 007. It's the perfect sidearm for a spy, compact, easy to conceal, and reliable.
Walther PPK, 7.65 millimeter. Only 3 men I know use such a gun. I believe I've killed 2 of them.
Lucky me.
Number 12. Exosuits, Edge of Tomorrow.
Listen, man, I've never been in one of these. Yeah, well, I've never been with 2 girls at the same time before. But you can bet when that day comes, I'll make it work.
Edge of Tomorrow begins with humanity in desperate straits. Aliens have landed and conquered all of continental Europe. A D-Day-esque invasion is humanity's last chance against a superior foe. To fight the battle, troopers are equipped with advanced exosuits, which give them enhanced strength, speed, and agility. Unfortunately, without specialized training, the exosuits are essentially mobile coffins.
When we're on the ground, there's not going to be a lot of time before they know we're there. We're going to need eyes up here.
I'm going in, Cage.
When Tom Cruise steals the alien's ability to relive the day over and over, he is able to pack years of training into a single morning. With the exosuit's HUD helmet, enhanced capabilities, and advanced weapons, he and Emily Blunt managed to save the world. Number 11. Deckard's PKD Blaster, Blade Runner franchise. In 1982, Ridley Scott's Blade Runner was one of several pieces of fiction to launch the cyberpunk genre. Taking place in a futuristic and dystopian 2019, the film stars Harrison Ford as a Blade Runner, a cop sent to take out rogue android. Ford is an iconic actor, starring in an epic sci-fi adventure and so deserves a kick-ass weapon. Deckard's PKD Blaster delivers and is a favorite of sci-fi and movie geeks.
Come on, Deckard. I'm right here, but you've got to shoot straight. Straight doesn't seem to be good enough.
A futuristic revolver with a heavy barrel and festooned with LEDs, the PKD looks like it can take out an android without any problem.
He reads. That's good. Me too. Not much else to do around here at night anymore.
Number 10. Wizard's Wand, Harry Potter franchise. In a secret world ruled by wizards, what's possible is limited only by the imagination. But that imagination requires the tool to be made manifest, namely a wand.
Fantastic, Jenny! Just remember, your Patronus can only protect you for as long as you stay focused, so focus!
Wands can take many shapes and sizes. They're personalized objects that reflect both the identity and abilities of their owners. The variety of woods, cores, and designs makes every wand unique, enhancing the sense of individuality and craftsmanship within the wizarding community. The wand famously chooses the wizard, responding to a person's specific magical vibe.
The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. That much has always been clear to those of us who have studied wand lore.
Through a wand, anything is possible. It's usually more a tool than a weapon, though in times of war, witches and wizards do what they must to survive. Number 9. Chainsaw Hand, Evil Dead franchise.
Groovy.
The Evil Dead films are at once scary, hilarious, and action-packed. Ash Williams travels great distances through time and space to fight armies of evil deadites, armed with a custom-built arsenal. Fans of the franchise know well that he likes to use his boomstick, a powerful shotgun, to send zombies back to hell. Ash's most iconic weapon, however, is his chainsaw hand. In Evil Dead 2, after a curse infects his hand, Ash is forced to cut it off to save his own life. He replaces it by modifying a chainsaw as a wearable weapon.
Those pages are down there somewhere.
Whether zombies, skeletons, or evil witches, no undead minion of the Necronomicon can stand against humanity's greatest champion.
Time to dance!
Number 8. Sting, the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit franchises. Little more than a dagger for a human or elf, Sting is a fearsome short sword for a hobbit.
I can't take this.
The blade is of elvish make, which means it will glow blue when orcs or goblins are nearby.
Originally found by Bilbo Baggins' crew of dwarves in a troll horde, the blade was later utilized by his nephew Frodo in his quest to destroy the One Ring. Forged by elves, Sting glows blue in the presence of orcs and goblins. Sting is one of the most famous blades in modern literature, and its iconic status translates perfectly to the silver screen. Like the hobbits who wield it, Sting's diminutive size belies its ability to smite the forces of darkness.
Sting. It's a good name.
Sting.
Number 7. M41A Pulse Rifle, Aliens.
Lean into it. Alright, out will kick some. Alright, when the counter reads 0 here, you...
I press this up?
That's right.
The Xenomorph in the Alien franchise is one of the most dangerous and terrifying villains in movie history. Sigourney Weaver's Ellen Ripley only managed to survive a single Xenomorph by tricking it into the vacuum of space. In the 1986 sequel Aliens, Ripley is recruited to accompany a squad of colonial marines on a rescue mission to a colony built on a nest of xenomorph eggs. The Marines arm her with a cool, futuristic piece of military tech, the M41A Pulse Rifle.
That's a grenade launcher. I don't think you want to mess with that.
You started this. Show me everything. I can handle myself.
The combat rifle uses armor-piercing rounds, crucial for piercing xenomorph carapaces in the middle of a bug hunt. Number 6. Proton Pack, Ghostbusters franchise. It took the scientific genius of Egon Spengler to figure out how to physically deal with an incorporeal enemy.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
Created from negative energy, he needed positive particles to neutralize them. Enter the Proton Pack, a wearable cyclotron that creates a pool of positively charged energy. When connected to a launcher, the device can shoot a beam of protons to lasso and debilitate ghosts. Its design, with its vibrant colors and intricate technical gizmos and doodads, is instantly recognizable to Ghostbusters fans. Thanks to the combination of proton packs and ghost traps, supernatural beings can be caught and sequestered, leaving the streets of New York ghoul-free. Number 5. Hattori Hanzo's Katana, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. On their face, there is nothing outwardly special about Hattori Hanzo's katanas. The first clue the audience gets as to their quality is Beatrix's reaction to being in their presence. As one of the world's deadliest killers, we are forced to defer to her expertise in tools of death. She and her fellow killers treat the blades with unbelievable reverence.
思い出の品として置いてあるだけのこと。もちろん自分の作には。
Hanzo, named after one of Japan's real-life master swordsmiths, is the greatest craftsman in the world of Kill Bill. His blades are masterworks, each taking a month to forge. The blade he makes for the bride is, by his own admission, the greatest of his works.
人を殺す道具を再び作ってしまった。その目的では、私は成功した。
She proceeds to wield it with deadly efficiency, slicing a bloody swatch through hordes of deadly enemies. Number 4. Phaser, Star Trek franchise. The original Star Trek series presented a contradiction of sorts. While meant to portray a utopian future human society bent on peace and exploration, it's also an allegory for the Cold War. Whether dealing with warlike Klingons, treacherous Romulans, or other strange threats, Starfleet officers need to be armed. Enter the Hand Phaser, a versatile particle beam weapon.
What took you so long? Kill him, he's the one. Not me, you idiot. Him!
The handheld device has been redesigned time and again over the years, but its functionality has never changed. The phaser is capable of stunning, heating, or disintegrating targets with adjustable settings. In 60 years of Star Trek television shows and films, the phaser has consistently protected the United Federation of Planets from harm.
Do you know where it is? The black hole device? And Captain Pike.
Number 3. Indy's Whip, Indiana Jones franchise. Indiana Jones is one of Harrison Ford's best and most iconic roles. For 4 decades, Indy has searched for and fought to preserve history's greatest treasures.
Buried in the sand for 1,000 years, it becomes priceless. Like the Ark. Men will kill for it. Men like you and me.
No matter where his travels take him, Indy can never be parted from his trademark fedora and bullwhip. At first blush, the whip seems like a silly weapon to use, and to be fair, Indy is no stranger to firearms. But whether fighting Nazis or traversing jungles, Indy uses a whip to a great effect. Ever since stumbling into a train car with an angry lion as a teenager, Indiana Jones decided to take his whip with him wherever and whenever his travels took him.
Toss up the whip!
Number 2. Excalibur. Excalibur and King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Tales of Excalibur, the legendary sword of the fabled King Arthur, have floated around since the 11th century. The legend of Excalibur has grown and spread throughout popular culture, first in Europe and eventually throughout the world.
He who draws the sword from the stone, he shall be king.
Hollywood has adapted Arthur's tale many times over the years. Both Excalibur and King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, lean heavily into the sword's legend. The sword transforms its wielder into an unstoppable warrior, provided they fight for the right cause. Guy Ritchie's adaptation in particular emphasized the blade's magical properties, able to slay whole squads of men in mere moments.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Lightsaber, Star Wars franchise.
This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight. Not as clumsy or random as a blaster. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
It should come as no surprise to anyone that the lightsaber is the most iconic weapon in the history of cinema. Let's face it, a space sword made out of plasma that can deflect laser beams is just cool. Though its wielders are sometimes mocked by the odd, scruffy nerf herder who prefers a good blaster, they never seem to mind. The lightsaber is an honorable weapon, wielded by those who can use the force to deflect ranged attacks. Powered by kyber crystals, lightsabers come in many colors, reflecting the personality and vocation of its Jedi or Sith owner. They can cut through almost anything and have inspired multiple generations of children to sword fight with cardboard tubes. Did our list go off with a bang or a dud? Is there an iconic movie weapon that we forgot? Let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more WatchMojo videos.
How many weapons you planning on taking? You only got the 2 arms.
Well, I just get excitable as to choice, like to have my options open.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.